So, you heard?
Heard what?
He's back.
Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Would you better own it? Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Everybody wanna win, everybody can't do. I'm zoned. Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Everybody wanna win.
Welcome to the Coach Stretch Show.
James just popped off the bench. Out of bounds. Along with Lebron. History tonight. The first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game. This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family.
What up, what up, what up? It's your man, Coach Stretch, and we are here this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Big shout out to Relentless Sports. Big shout out to Miss Dina the Notary. Big shout out to Walt Leon, the Virginia Neptunes, and all of my friends and family. I appreciate you all for coming on and spending your lunchtime with me. We have an action-packed show today. We have a special guest, special guest. City Councilman John Eley is in the building to talk about his downtown Newport News Basketball League for the kids. So important that you guys get the information and join up and support and help this league get pushed ahead. We also have Coach Statman Turner in the building. We'll talk some basketball news. But first, let's get right into it. Let's get on our special guest, Councilman Eley.
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Excited to be up here. And once again, Coach Stretch, thank you for all that you do to the community. You definitely the real MVP. You the real star.
Hey, look, man, I appreciate it, man. It takes a village, man. Nobody can do it by themselves, man. So that's why I especially salute you for what you're doing right now for East End, man. Like, it needs it right now. It just needs it. And you got guys like yourself, myself, that's from down there, Coach Pastor Swan, keep calling him Coach, Pastor Swan. But, you know, we got to get feet on the ground, man, and do what we can to help those young men and women in that area. So, I mean, we'll get right into it, man. Let's talk about this basketball league you got going on, man. Can you give the people some information?
Well, it's something the city wanted to do, you know, something I've been very compassionate about of making sure that we have youth sports in not just the Southeast community, but throughout Newport News, and figure out how can we make this free or affordable for our families in Newport News. So I talked with our city manager, city staff, and they said, what we're going to do, we're going to make this event free for youth ages 7 to 15 to play basketball. And I think it's amazing. It's going to change lives. I've been getting so many hundreds of phone calls and emails and text messages from parents, citizens asking, how can I help out? How can I be a part of something so great? So we're just excited to offer this to Newport News residents. And we do realize some of our neighboring cities would not have free basketball. So what we decided to do is we're going to allow them to play as well with a low registration fee of just $60. And that includes the uniform as well. So we're definitely moving in the right direction. We excited to have so many children and families that are interested in this league. And we're just excited to see where this is going to go from now.
Hey, man, that's great, man. Before we go any further, let me get on Coach Turner here. They call him Statman. He's from downtown as well, East End resident, just like myself. We grew up down there. So, Stats, well, before I get to you, Stats, I do want to congratulate you, Mr. Eley, Councilman Eley, for acknowledging, because my first question was, I have some kids that are from neighboring cities that were asking me, like, can I play in that? I was like, man, I don't know, but I'll ask. I'll ask. So, like, what went into the thought process to make this not only just about the kids from downtown Newport News, but also kids in, say, Hampton, Yorktown, Williamsburg, if they're willing to travel? How did that thought process come about?
It was all the city workers. It was the city staff. I mean, the city of Newport News have an amazing Parks and Recreation staff, and their goal is always how can we service the children of Newport News, and how can we service other children? Because as we know that crime is a big problem, not just in Newport News, but throughout the whole 757. And we realized that these children may live in Newport News in March, live in Hampton in April, live in Yorktown in October. So we wanted to save all our children to make sure we're working together. But Newport News is excited to take the lead on this, and to make sure that children have an opportunity and a safe place. And we had our first coaches meeting last Saturday, and we explained to the coaches, it's more than just being a coach. It's about stepping up to the plate and being a mentor for the youth, because a lot of the ladies that reached out to me were so excited to see that this is going to be a possibility to keep their children busy throughout the wintertime months.
That's awesome, man. Coach Dash, you got any questions for Councilman Eley?
First of all, how you doing, John? Thank you for coming up here. Where do you see this going in terms of how this could grow? Again, it's great that that you're doing this for the kids. That's awesome. What do you see is the plan in the future for this league going forward?
Well, to have it year round and not just have basketball, my goal is to have football, bring that back to the community, have track and field, soccer, just different sports, and make it free. And in the future, as we grow, figure out in the budget how we can make this also a stipend for our coaches, because we realize it's a lot of time and goes into being mentors and coaches. And I'd rather, as a city councilman personally, I'd rather pay on the front end of prevention than pay on the back end of trying to figure out how can we get these kids out of gangs and crimes. And I think it's just a real conversation that we have to have. I know for so long is a conversations that people don't want to address. And that's why we hear now we have 15-year-olds getting shot and killed and 13 and 12-year-olds gaining guns, is because we took a lot of the activities for them to do out of the community. Right. So I grew up in downtown Newport News. I grew up in Parks and Recreation. I grew up playing basketball, grew up playing AAU, practicing at Doris Miller, practicing at Newport Park. And if you go to a lot of those facilities now, they're empty. There's nothing going on. So we are building a new Doris Miller Community Center, which is going to be state of the art. We're also building a new Huntington Middle School, which is going to be state of the art. And that's something Newport News needs. I was out recently last week, and one gentleman said, "Why did you tear that down?" Well, it needed to be turned down. We as a community have to realize that we deserve stuff. Our children deserve stuff that is state of the art, because how we grew up 20 years ago, times have changed, so we wanted to make sure the kids in our community have the same things and accessible to the kids that are other parts of the city as well. So we're excited about this new effort. We're excited about helping our children, and we're just excited about moving Newport News forward. And it's not just me, it's an amazing team. My counterpart that works with me on the East End is Tina Vick. She's pushing and fighting at the same time. So it feels good to have a counterpart and a school board, Dr. Bass and Maritza, or the school board. We all work together. When I called them and said, "Hey, we need some school gyms," Dr. Terry Bass and Maritza on the school board said, "John, find the gyms that you need. We're going to make it happen," because we want to make sure our kids are busy. Right now, they're scheduled for one practice one day a week and a game on a weekend. But we're letting our coaches know, if you want to practice 3 or 4 times a week, you let me know. We'll find a gym. It may not be a full size gym, but even like Magruder, it's a half a quarter small gym. Some coaches may want to use that to be accessible to practice with their children.
That's awesome, man. Now, can you tell the people who may not know where the location is for this league going to take place this year?
Well, we're having our first meeting at Achievable Dream Tennis Center, which is located on Ivy Avenue. Our goal is to have some games and practices there, as well as we're going to have practices throughout the city, mainly the East End, utilizing all the gyms. But once the teams are selected and coaches are assigned teams, who will give them a schedule of locations of what gyms and times of things of that nature.
That's awesome, man. Final question from me. Look, I'm a big fan of your work in the city over the past few years, from the free lunch. So now we also talking about free basketball registration. Like, big salute to you and all that you've been doing for the city behind the scenes. Like, people, you know what I'm saying, they always looking for the flashy stuff. It's the work that goes on behind the scenes. So I definitely want to salute you for that. But could this league turn into what it was when we were coming up? Like, we had our own league, and then kind of like the Uptown Denby area had their own league, and then we played each other, and then you had one city champion, and that ended up turning out great athletes when we got to high school.
I think it can happen. That's my goal and vision for it to happen. But to be the truthful with you, Coach Stretch, it's going to take a effort from the community to want to get involved. Just the other day, I got kind of down because some of the powers that be said, you're not going to get coaches who want to coach in the East End. You're not going to get parents who's going to participate in the East End. So far as the parent participation, we've seen a lot of parents that are interested, but we're still struggling to get coaches for this league. It's so bad. My mom agreed to be a coach, and she even found 2 assistant coaches. I said, Ma, I pray it don't get to that point where you got to be the coach and have 2 assistant coaches, which was my aunt and one of her other friends who don't know nothing about basketball. So we definitely need people from the community to step up. I can't do it alone. I'm begging on the community help. We need a total of 24 coaches to make this happen. The families in the north part of Newport News, the families that's in the central part, which are going to have basketball leagues, they have an abundance of coaches who want to come out and help those kids. But the East End, we're struggling with having people want to come out and sign up. Even if you say, I can't do, I could maybe be a coach. I could be assistant coach. I don't have that much time. Or I don't know anything about basketball. I want to be just a mentor for the team. We are calling on men. We're calling on women. Anybody that's going to take, because what I don't want to happen is we have to turn kids away because we didn't get enough support from the community to help to buy into this project.
Right. A quick question. Why do you think the turnout has been low as far as, getting men and women to want to help down in the East End?
Well, I think there's a lot of variables. I think one of the variables is some people just can't help. They have multiple jobs. They work morning shift and work evening shift. You got some people just, life is just life and they just can't do it. You got some people who may not know. So hopefully by people seeing me on this podcast today, they may say, hey, I want to coach. I want to help out. I want to save our community, because we're at a time where we need all hands on deck. We need people to step up. We need to take back our community.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I can't do it by myself. It's going to take all of us. I don't know it all. And it's going to take everybody coming to the table and say, either I grew up in the East End, or I'm invested in the East End, or I just want to see the kids in the East End have an opportunity. Because the reality of it is, we all know that these little league teams build on something better.
Correct.
If I was excited to be on the school board when we made it so we have sports in middle school.
Yeah.
So if we catch them at an early age from 7 to 15, we're building them to be able to play basketball in middle school. We're building them to be able to play basketball in high school. We're building them to play basketball in college. We're building them to go into the NBA to be the next Allen Iverson. So things like that is stuff that we have to depend on. But if our kids in the East End don't have the opportunity to get that knowledge of basketball from the age of 7, 15, they're not going to have a great opportunity of making basketball once they want to play for middle school or high school or go on.
Well, I know on my end, man, with Relentless Sports, man, I'm definitely sending kids down that way. How can a kid sign up? How can parents sign up? Do you have any information or a link? Or anything like that?
The flyer that you posted earlier, they could do the QR code, or we're encouraging everybody to come out this Thursday. We're going to be at Achievable Dream Middle and High School. We're going to be at Achievable Dream Tennis Center. I apologize. From 6 to 8 this Thursday. Come out, show your support. Even if you don't want to be a coach, just say, I just want to be a volunteer and assist one of the teams. I want to be a team mom. Just get in where you fit in. I want to help out and buy snacks for the children. I may want to help out transporting kids who may not have a ride to practice. I think right now where we are is all hands on deck. We have to save our community. We're losing a lot of young people to gangs. We're losing a lot of young people to just not having anything to do. The community said that there was not anything to do for the kids. Me, my team, Tina Vick, the rest of the city council, we're fighting to make sure we have opportunities for youth. While this is going on at the same time on Thursday, we will be at the Down and Gross Cultural Arts Center with Cornetta Wilmington, which is, she's from Philadelphia, but she used to practice dance at Doris Miller. She's been on 2 tours with Beyonce. She danced with Pharrell, Megan Thee Stallion, and we're offering a free class for young men and women, long as you're a Newport News resident, at the same time on Thursday. So we're busy, and it's free of charge. A class of this magnitude would normally run a family $100, $200.
Easy.
But we wanted to make sure it's free. You know, how often do you get to have one of Beyonce main dancers in downtown Newport News giving kids the ropes of how I can make it in Hollywood? Yeah. So, you know, we're busy. We're working council. I will say this job coach stretch, the stat man, it's hard. You know, it's hard trying to meet the needs of the community, and it's hard when you really care and want to see a better city for Newport News. But I definitely encourage everyone to come out, bring your children out. If you don't have children, still come out and say, I want to volunteer to help make the city a better place.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pledge my time to you on Thursday, man. I'll definitely be there, and I'll be there to assist in any way I can, man. And you know, hopefully I can get the Virginia Neptunes also involved. I know I got some guys on the team, man, that grew up in downtown Newport News, man. So I'm gonna try to press it upon them to at least be there. You know what I'm saying, and show you support and whatever we can help. You know what I'm saying. You definitely got my help. You got my support.
Well, I appreciate it because I can't do it alone. I'm not in the basketball world, but I know basketball can save lives. It can save our young kids. And this is something that the young people have asked for, or they want basketball back. We're delivering it. I just want to make sure that we have coaches in place, volunteers in place to make this happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna call some guys out. I'm gonna make some phone calls personally, and just see what we can do, man. Shake the tree a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know some people.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
We're gonna shake the tree a little bit. Stats, you got any more questions or anything before we let Councilman Eley go?
Not a question. Just thank you for taking the time to do this, Councilman Eley. That's really big. I'll help in any way that I can, whether it's my personal time or me sending some people to to help. Just thank you for doing it. As a person who grew up in downtown as well, along with Stretch, we didn't we ain't have a lot. Unfortunately, we was always outside. We had each other. So now that the times we had each other. So now that the times evolved and that people are involved, mindsets have evolved. Let's do the best that we can to help the kids. So thank you for taking the time and doing this.
I appreciate you, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to help Newport News.
Hey man, and I'll definitely be reposting that flyer all day today and all day tomorrow until we get there, man. So like I said, anything you need from me, I'm a phone call away, I'm a text away. Just let me know what I can do, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, man. We thank you for coming on, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace. And that was dope, man. And like I said, man, everybody that's out there that's watching, man, if you're in the Newport News, Hampton, Yorktown, Williamsburg area, and look, we ain't asked you to be Phil Jackson. We ain't asked you to be Pat Riley, nothing like that, man. We just ask you to care a little bit and help these kids out in the city of Newport News, man. Just devote some time. And we talking about they practicing once a week and you're playing on a weekend, man. We talking about maybe 3 hours of your time. That's it.
Make sure you send me the flyer so I can share it too.
Absolutely, man. I got you. All right, man. Before we move on to the hot topics that we have in the sports world, let's get everybody caught up on what's going on with the presidential election. Where is it? Did I do it? Where is it? Oh no. Here we go. I got something else first. Here we go. We got news.
CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch and two others have been arrested as part of a criminal sex trafficking investigation by the FBI. Mike Jeffries was accused in civil lawsuits filed in 2023 of sexually exploiting young men at parties he held with his partner. Jeffries is credited with turning Abercrombie and Fitch into a fashion powerhouse, but has come under criticism in the past few years on accusations of discrimination and over-sexualizing male models. Jeffries' attorney says he will respond to the allegations after the indictment is unsealed and when appropriate. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer is joining me now for more on this. Brian, great to see you. We're expecting to hear more at a press conference around noon Eastern today. But what developments in the investigation do you think led to this arrest so many years later?
Absolutely, but first and foremost, as a disclosure, I have to say that I did work for Abercrombie's sister company, Hollister Co., as a model, both in terms of providing service for finding clothes. I was one of the people standing outside with less clothes than you usually see me now, interviewing people and talking to people who come in, and also I modeled for the bag. So I was not a part of this in any way, shape, or form, just kind of giving that disclosure. But in terms of coming next, I think what's next is we're going to potentially see what the charges are, likely sex trafficking, see how many victims there are. And this could be, I think, very similar to what we saw with Sean Combs and the SDNY, that one civil lawsuit kind of opens the floodgates to more civil lawsuits, more charges, more allegations. And I think this is just a Pandora's box waiting to open.
So I know we're expecting more details around noon today, but what comes next here? What could be the next steps for these individuals?
So next would be Jeffries, Smith, and then anyone else connected with this case. They're going to be brought to the Eastern District of New York. I think this is specifically in Central Islip in Long Island. And then they will have those charges read to them. Now, when it comes to sex trafficking, there is a presumption of detention. And so there may be a request that bail is set. Here, it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not it is or is not. If bail is set, then Jeffries and Smith and others will be incarcerated while the case rolls out. Again, similar to what we're seeing in Sean Combs. If bail is not set, that'd be somewhat shocking. I think that'd be shocking to not our viewers, but also to Sean Combs, because he's going to try to piggyback off of that argument. But I think we're going to see a very similar case to what we saw of Sean Combs, R. Kelly, and even in some senses, Harvey Weinstein.
Status. What's going on out here, man?
Look, I'm not gonna pass too much judgment because these are allegations. I'll wait for for more of the facts to come out. So what I will say is that there are a lot of sick people out here,
Man.
and there are a lot of sick people that have interesting things going on in their brain. And when you get to that point and you get to that level of wealth and power, a lot of times you feel like you can do what you want and you can live out all of those twisted fantasies.
Right.
And hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully it's not true for the victims in the sense of that it didn't happen to them. If it did, look, I'm gonna say this isn't my show. People who engage in these type of behaviors are irredeemable to me. They need to be taken out back and shot. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm with you.
I mean, it's just I'm not speaking about this dude because I don't know. I don't know the facts on that, but
how about
like that? I don't think they can be redeemed. I don't. We got to stop trying to redeem them.
How about the news anchor talking about he worked there? He was
worked there.
What?
But you know what the funny part about that was? He was probably thinking like, oh, people recognize you from that. Let me go ahead and put that out there that's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane. That is utterly insane.
All right. Let's get on to this entertainment news real quick.
A music giant leaning on family through allegations of sexual abuse, Diddy.
You're
America's #1 ladies. Let's be real.
Yes, we're so proud of him.
It's day 37 behind bars, and today his children took to Instagram posting this shot of Diddy surrounded by all 7 kids saying, quote, "Many have judged both him and us based on accusations. We hold on to the truth knowing it will prevail, and nothing will break the strength of our family." And last night, Rachel was with a member of Diddy's musical family. Busta Rhymes commented on his 5-time collaborator's legal troubles.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
How closely are you paying attention to the allegations coming forward with him?
I don't pay attention to none of it. It's extremely sensitive, and I think that it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Diddy's federal trial is set for May 5th. He's also facing more than 20 civil lawsuits, including one by a then 13-year-old girl who alleges she was drugged and raped by Diddy, who had a crazed look in his eyes. Diddy has denied all the allegations.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, it got a little out of control. But a lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space.
You know, before I get into that clip, you know, I heard some things about Busta Rhymes too.
Stop. Stop.
I heard some things about Busta being aggressive. Okay. So he ain't the one to be asking no questions about what's going on in down there in Diddy land or whatever. Because they coming for him next. They next. Any thoughts on the Diddy saga? Day 37 of him. I find it amazing that they keep a track of how many
Keep track.
Keep track of how many days he's in jail. What is this, man?
Yeah. I was having a conversation with Damo. Shout out to my brother Damo, and I find it very, very fascinating. There are really two sides to this. Yeah. There are people who think he did it. What's up, Coach Malloy? There are people who think that who feel like all of these allegations are being put on him. Not saying that he didn't do anything, but he didn't do all that he's alleged of. And look, his family did what a good family does. They supported they supported him. I'm not mad at them supporting him. Absolutely not. Like, for better or worse, that's what family's gonna do. They're gonna support you. You remember how my mom said what she said at the thing?
She said you would be an axe murderer.
Right.
Baby, he didn't do it.
And thank you. So that's how, you know, that's how people do when they love you. So look, I again, not speaking about the Abercrombie and Fitch guy and Diddy specifically, because I don't know. And I agree with Busta Rhymes. We should reserve opinion. I mean, we should reserve what we say until more facts come out.
Yeah.
If, again, people who have these twisted fantasies about things, if it's turned out true, they need to be taken back and out back and shot.
I agree. I agree with that.
You know, because
oh Lord, look, Diddy's son got a documentary coming out. Jesus. I don't.
You know what I find funny about those things though? Because I think the family rushes to defend, and it generally only makes them look worse.
It makes them look worse. I was just about to say that. It makes them look worse.
Just don't.
Just don't do it.
I get it, bro. He want to defend his pop. I ain't mad.
Well, they say, you know, now, rumor mill.
Okay.
They say that Diddy is actually in jail right now because they actually had him on charges, the son. They had the son on charges, and he turned himself in to get his son off.
So Diddy passed the gene to his son. Now that is completely diabolical.
Yeah. No, his son was at a lot of those parties. A lot of them.
That's insane.
Yeah. All right. We got one more clip. One more clip to educate your mind, and then we're gonna get into some sports.
Here you go.
House, 41 days to go. Let's go to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Robin. Well, police in Arizona this morning are investigating bullet holes found in a Democratic Party campaign office for Kamala Harris in Tempe. That same office was shot at last week. Now, no one has been injured, no arrests have been made, but it comes just days before Harris is set to visit this critical state. Today, though, she will be in must-win Pennsylvania, tackling the #1 issue for voters, the economy. In what is being billed as a major speech in Pittsburgh, she will flesh out her economic vision and argue that her approach is pragmatic. She will outline new efforts to boost manufacturing and cast herself as the candidate for the working class as she leans into her own middle-class roots. Harris is eager to draw a sharp contrast with Donald Trump and on this issue as her campaign sees a real opening to further erode Trump's lead on the economy. Now, as for the former president, he is saying that he can bring business back to the U.S. by slashing taxes and regulations, imposing sweeping tariffs on foreign imports. That's something, though, that many economists, Harris and even Mitch McConnell, say could raise prices on Americans. And as for that other top issue in this race, abortion, Harris now saying she will support changing Senate procedure and lowering the vote threshold in the Senate to pass legislation to protect abortion rights. George.
All I know is this: I don't want no more prices to go up. I know that. So whoever ain't gonna make them prices go up, you get my vote.
So never mind. I ain't gonna set you up like that because you walked right into that one. You literally walked smack into that.
Don't make them prices go up. Shit. Look, have you tried to buy some eggs lately?
Yes, I just bought some this morning.
Yeah, too damn high. Straight up.
As someone who eats a lot and is in the grocery store every 2 or 3 days, yes, I agree. The prices need to go down and fast.
Straight up. Straight up. And you can't tell me with the way the prices are right now that all the chicken that we eat, all them chicken wings and stuff that we eating, they real chicken now. Nope.
Well, wouldn't you think with the prices going up, the quality of the food would be better?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So now let's get into some sports. Last night, the NBA season kicked off. Finally, the NBA is back. And I'm happy about that because it means that we're in season, Stats. We are in season, and it's time to start diving into some things.
Did you see what your mom just said?
What up, Mom? Still ain't got no profile pic, huh? But yes, bioengineering. Yes, they are.
So that's where you get your conspiracy.
Hey, this is real. This real spill. I'm just trying to educate the people, man. This is real spill. They are making food in laboratories. Yes, they are.
Hey, Ma, don't fight me.
We know this already. Come on, man. We know this. They buying up all the farmland, Stats. So where the food coming from?
You know what? The farmers really run the world. If the farmers really wanted to take over the world and they unite and there's no food for anybody, we'd all die.
Absolutely.
The farmers really run the world, for real.
But you know what they're doing to combat that, Stats? They're making food in labs because they know farmers have the power.
That makes sense. One of your conspiracies that actually makes sense.
Bing! Hey, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man. So, yeah, he said the same thing. We got labs. The crazy thing is that food that we eating from labs has very minimum, if any, nutritional value.
Yeah.
We're just eating it. Oh. Let's see, look, here we go. Look, contrary to y'all personal belief, a lot of my theories have been dead on accurate. I like LeBron on steroids, but I'll move on.
You were locked in all week, and you said you would soak in the moment after the game. What will you remember most about tonight?
Just going up to that sports table with my dad, checking in for the first time. That's a crazy moment I will never forget.
As you checked in and you realized this lifelong dream, what did you realize about accomplishing that?
I mean, I'm just extremely grateful for everything. I was given an amazing opportunity to come in this league and get better every day and learn every day. So yeah, I'm just extremely grateful.
Huge smile across your face. You have accomplished many milestones. You have made history countless times. Why is this feat so special?
It's family. It's always been family over everything. And, you know, for me, I lost a lot of time because of this league and committing to this league, being on the road at times, missing a lot of his things, Bryce's things, Zuri's things. So to be able to have this moment where I'm working still and I can work alongside my son, it's one of the greatest gifts I've ever got from the man.
Oh, now he know the man above. All right, so yeah, stats. Bronny gets an opportunity to play in a real NBA game with his dad. There have been a lot of thoughts on this subject. And I'm not going to come up here and destroy this man because it was a magical moment last night. It was a special moment. What I don't like is when people try to compare it to Ken Griffey Sr. and his dad. I mean, and his son, Ken Griffey Jr. Let's not do that because to me, two separate things. Ken Griffey earned his way there. He was good enough to be there. He didn't have to manipulate the draft. He earned his way on the field. And then when he got on the field, he showed out, as opposed to what we're seeing now. However, LeBron created an opportunity for his son, and that, as a black man and as a father, we can all be proud of that. Stats, what do you have to say?
You're a hater.
What am I a hater? I don't understand.
First and foremost, you're a hater.
I don't understand.
I don't think people were comparing them per se, because you're right. Obviously, Junior's the legend, the baseball legend, right?
Yes.
His dad was pretty good too, though.
His dad was pretty good too, though.
His dad was pretty good too, right? So I don't know your perspective. I didn't see people comparing them in the sense of that, but I know people were going to look at it that way.
They were saying it was a sports moment.
It was definitely, and it was a black man moment.
Yes.
And it was that.
It was an iconic black man moment. It was an iconic, movement moment type of vibe. But a sports moment, I don't think so.
I think it definitely was a sports moment. That's the first time it happened in NBA history, and actually first time,
iconic,
and the first time they actually shared. And other than the Griffeys actually played together.
Yes,
Griffey's obviously much older, but
still good. He was still good.
But Junior was so good, so young. That was able to happen.
Yeah.
In this case, LeBron is still so good despite his advanced age and mileage that Bronny can come and play. Now,
I don't think we have to go into why he was there or how he got there.
I think you should.
We already know that.
I think you should, because I disagree.
Okay, well, let's get into it, Stats.
I think you should.
Did Bronny James earn his way to being an NBA basketball player? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I think so. Because if we're going to say that he didn't, then that means we're going to have to ignore not just draft nicks like us. I mean, obviously we know ball. Like, we're one of the few people who I wouldn't put very few people's basketball knowledge I would put above ours.
Okay.
But people who do drafts for a living,
right?
Whether it's ESPN, Draft Express,
yeah.
They had him projected to be a first-round pick before the Hart stuff. So I defer to them on that. Not saying they're right. That's just what they said, right? So I would say that he earned his way to be in the NBA. And then part of him going in this draft was because next draft is supposed to be loaded. And there was a possibility after the Hart stuff that he wouldn't have been drafted at that, in that particular draft. Cooper Flagg, I think Ace Bailey.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
It's a lot of them.
I also think that because there were also reports, Stretch, whether you believe
the one
it or
after
not.
that, it was a small likelihood of him getting drafted in that. The one after that, that one had the Boozer twins.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Boozer twins too. Oh, AJ Dabank is in the 20. Is it the 25 one too?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Okay, so there were reports, whether you believe them or not is up to you. But there were reports that the Warriors and the Suns would have drafted him
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So if there were multiple teams, and there were reports that there were multiple teams outside of them. Now, for full context, whether that's because they wanted LeBron,
let's get into it. Yes,
or actually because they looked at Bronny as a legitimate prospect, is we don't know that. We don't know that.
We do know that because after the combine, almost every NBA scout who attended that combine said that they would not draft that young man. That is on record. And it was also said that Phoenix, Golden State, them two in particular, would draft him at a chance to get LeBron James to opt out and be a part of their team. That's real. And of course, Stats is now frozen. Great job, Stats. Boo Boo Wireless at its finest. And now I get to unleash a tirade. See, it's always Stats' fault when I get to unleash a tirade because his internet is subpar. So, no one wanted to draft the boy. They said he was an undersized guard. His comparison would be a poor man. What's the kid name from Sacramento? Mitchell, Davion Mitchell. A poor man's Davion Mitchell. And Davion Mitchell isn't even good enough to crack most NBA lineups. So let's just put that all in perspective. Now, again, it's okay to have a hookup. Okay? I would do the same thing for my kid. If I'm in a position to hook my kid up, I'm going to hook him up. But I'm not going to throw him out there like, yo, you earned this, man. You worked your tail off for this, and this is what your work has done for you. Because that is untrue. That is untrue. People are even questioning his McDonald's All-American being real. He is the only McDonald's All-American in the past 20 years to get a selection who scored less than 15 points a game. I'm going to let that sink in. He averaged less than 15 points and was still named a McDonald's All-American. How, Sway? I'm going to tell you how. The same way that those same scouts who do drafts said that he was a first-round pick. It's because his father has that much power and he's regarded as that great of a player that, hey, I'm going to look the other way to get this done. Because he's put it out there. He's been put it out there over the past 5 years that he wants to play with his kid. See, and Jalen, we got to stop that too. Because top half for the guards of the EYBL. I saw him when he came here, Jalen. He ain't look good. We got to stop this. Half for the guards of the EYBL. Listen, and that may be true, but your eyes don't lie.
What's your biggest issue with it?
I don't have an issue with it as far. Don't just tell me he's a legitimate NBA player because he's not. Because he's not. See, and when people do this right here, I don't think he was that far off. That means he didn't belong.
I think some of the problem that I have is I don't think, not saying you, but I don't think people really care about other kids missing opportunities. They just find a way to hate LeBron and Bronny.
See, that's what I don't hate LeBron. I don't like the way he does things. You know what I'm saying? But I said, and I continue to say, I would have hooked my kid up. I would have done that. The difference is I wouldn't keep throwing him out there like this kid that's been working his tail off and he earned his way there. I'm not going to do that. That puts a target on his back that he's not ready to handle. As soon as he got in the game last night, he got scored on. As soon as he got in the game, they were up 16. 2 minutes go by. They're only up 10. And I know it's 6 points. I get that. However, 6 points in the NBA game can turn the game around completely. You know that. I know that. Real basketball enthusiasts know this. I don't hate it. But he got it. To me, I'm big on earning your way there. That's just me. I'm big on earning your way there. He hasn't earned it, but he's there. Cool.
Another issue that I have is that he was a 55th pick, right? The best 55th pick in NBA history is probably Patty Mills, right?
Okay.
And what people don't know was Patty Mills was out of shape. He was a shorter, chunkier.
I agree, Jalen.
A shorter, chunkier guy.
Yeah.
And he had to work his way to that.
Correct.
The only reason that Bronny is getting his criticism is because of who his dad is. That's it. Because we have never scrutinized the 55th pick like this. So I understand
So here's my big pushback to that. Excuse me. Name a 55th pick that had the cameras in their house when they got selected for the draft.
Nobody.
You create this. They have created this push against them when you do stuff like that.
Now, some of that though, I think they did. Did they have it for LiAngelo?
No.
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
No. Nobody gave a damn about LiAngelo.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. Not as much as Bronny, but that's not true. Because when the balls was hot, I'm not saying that they're not Lonzo. Good to see Lonzo back on the court too. Oh, okay, we're adults.
When the
we're
Ball
adults.
brothers.
Yes, the Ball brothers. When the Ball brothers, when LeVar was more prominent in the media, they, the cameras followed them everywhere. I don't remember if they had,
and they followed him while he was over there in China stealing up some shit.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, yes, they didn't have the cameras set up in any other 55th pick. So I get that. But you're also smart enough to where you don't have to fall into that media trap either.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't get into this debate. But you told me to go here. I wasn't going to go here.
Well, that's not true, because before you said you wanted to discuss it. So no, I'm saying let's discuss it. I don't mind discussing it.
I don't like, okay, so just like I have a bigger issue with some other things, like don't force feed me bullshit and tell me that it's good for my digestion. Don't do that.
Why does nobody ever blame the Lakers organization for this?
I do. I put all the blame on Rob Pelinka. But right after Rob Pelinka was an international terrorist. Hey, yo.
That's insane.
Listen, right after Rob Pelinka, who's to blame? I'm sorry, Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka. Then
I was about to say you forgot the owner.
The big one is Jeannie Buss.
Obviously, if you got to blame LeBron. You got to blame
LeBron. Right. Okay. That's it. That's all. I just want it all. Don't stop. We ain't gonna keep sweeping stuff under the rug like this. This is common practice, because it's not, and not in this realm. It shouldn't be.
But it's not going to be, because it's not gonna say it's never gonna happen again. But we've never seen a legend be this great for this long while his son is simultaneously talented enough to be there.
Steroids
we've never seen that.
Steroids will do that for you. But yeah, you're right. Who's the next one? Who's the next player to have a kid, in your opinion, to play alongside him. If you could think of it.
You mentioned it before, Jason Tatum and Deuce.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, but Anthony Edwards seems to be making a lot of kids now.
He has a lot of kids, so he might get there.
So he could be young enough to still do that. I don't know if we'll see it again. Does Luka have a kid?
I don't know. I was gonna say Zion, but I don't think Zion will be able to lead
Stop. I don't think Zion's gonna play long enough.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, I don't think Zion's gonna because you was about to go left. And
I wasn't, bro. I wasn't gonna go left, bro. I wasn't. Before we get to the Celtics, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If Wemby has a kid, if Wemby gets a kid,
he gotta have a kid like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gotta have a kid like right now. I know he probably over there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? But
Justin brought up a good point before we move on. Think LeBron stays for Bryce?
The Nike commercial said he was.
Okay.
That's what the Nike commercial said.
I just think if we're including off-court stuff in GOAT conversations, you know why I stand on that.
Does this go into the GOAT conversation?
I mean, the GOAT conversation is very subjective, and you know how I feel. I think it's insulting to LeBron James to put those other two in the conversation with him. That conversation's been over for me. But for others who value things like this, yes, it
should it? The answer is no.
If we include shoes for Jordan and we include Mamba mentality for Kobe, then yes.
Somebody does shoes? Who says shoes? Because he got Jordan shoes.
Yeah. Because the off-court impact of him having,
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. I can see that. There's no bigger trump card than this then for LeBron. Because Michael Jordan kids were average at best.
I'm not even going.
If he was a better father, he would have did what LeBron did and pulled him into the league. But but Jordan ain't give a damn about him either.
What is wrong with you, man?
I'm just keeping it real. I'm just gonna keep it real. Before we get to the Celtics, let's take a look at AD highlights.
Working around for James. He'll launch. Short. Davis, offensive rebound, and the throwdown. We'll send it to Ernie and the guys coming up in Boston. This is LeBron James now on the bench for LA. Davis, the fadeaway is smooth to lead the Timberwolves. Reeves knocked away by Gobert. Davis is there for the loose change. Iron Eagles, Candace Parker, Stan Van Gundy. And LeBron James and Anthony Davis as well.
If you're a coach in there.
The roller, Gobert, rejected!
And AD was asked before, what about Defensive Player of the Year?
Davis, watched by Gobert. Davis makes his move, shot clock winding down. Connects!
And Gobert.
Vincent gives it up. Davis, contact from Edwards. Count it, and a foul. Right to him, directly.
I don't know. This looked like a little leftover USA basketball talk.
I think you're right.
That and one.
Edwards D's up. Davis converts, and now he's talking. Edwards is looking.
They had 8 more offensive rebounds and 11 fewer turnovers. There's your 19 shots.
Davis, bullseye. It's a 3. 43 years later. So our condolences to the entire Dodger community. A block shot by Davis. We're about at the midway point of the fourth quarter. Davis over Randall, he cans it. Wow. Edwards way outside. 8-point game. Cutter. DiVincenzo denied. It's over. The Lakers win on opening.
AD's your guy, so I'll let you start off.
Yeah, so full disclosure, Anthony Davis is one of my very favorite athletes of all time. He's in my top 5. I love Anthony Davis. Love him. I mean, he completely dominated last night, man. And when the mid-range is going, because he's not a particularly good shooter outside of at the rim. But
hey, you see that?
Yeah.
You see that? Look, people better stop playing with me, man. I've been in my bag, yo, for 16 years, bro. Hey, Justin. Hey, look, we come up there to I think we go. Do we go up there to Baltimore? Do we go up that way?
Yes.
Hey, when we come up there to Baltimore, bro, I gotta get you to come to the game, bro. Because the stuff I'm running now.
We just put some good stuff in the other day, though. That the LA was tough.
I'm in my bag, bro.
The LA was tough. The LA was
tough. And 2 away gonna be crazy too, though. 2 away. Boston was running that. Boston ran that joint.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you, man. I mean, when he's hitting the shots like that, he's already hard to guard.
Yeah.
But then when he's hitting the shots like that off the dribble, 2-3 dribbles, step backs, he's already a dominant presence in the paint. Defensively, offensively, listen, it's one game, so I'm definitely not jumping off any cliffs. But what we've seen and heard from JJ Redick, from a scheme perspective, JJ Redick knows what he's doing, man. And he put Anthony Davis in position, because coaches got to put players in position. Great players are going to be great wherever, but coaches help put guys in a position to make them better and make the game easier for them, and thus making it easier for their teammates. And we saw that last night. That was a masterclass. 36 points, 16 rebounds. I think he had 5 assists too. They used him as a hub. The horns rip.
Yeah.
Horns rip was one of the sets that they used. It was another one that they used too. I can't think of the name of it now. JJ Redick was in his play calling bag yesterday. Leo, I need to holler at you about something too. JJ Redick was in his play calling, and I don't even want to say that's his bag, because that's
I think that's
who he is.
Yeah, that's just what he is.
That's just what he is, and I just, man.
It was impressive. It
was very, especially against my guy Rudy Gobert. Now, look, he didn't start off well against Gobert. He was like 2 for 6, and a lot of the shots he hit were tough. But when you're great, you're gonna hit tough shots. And then came the massacre. As you saw, Minnesota went small. They had Naz Reid and Randall in there, and that's just not gonna work against AD. He's just too big for him.
Yeah.
So, Anthony Davis, man.
I know it's early. I don't want to jump the gun. But based on what you saw last night, are the Lakers in a better position moving forward with JJ Redick at the helm? With this
so let's get into some basketball stuff. I've been waiting for this. Justin, I need you. Justin, I need you here, brother. Hey, Leo, I'm about to hit you up, man, after this. The Lakers last year were they were the worst offensive rebounding team.
Correct.
Last year. They completely punted the offensive glass. And they were also they didn't really force turnovers, right?
Right.
Last night they had 7 steals. Minnesota had 15 turnovers.
Yep. And they took care of the ball on the flip side of that. They only had 6 turnovers.
And they only had 6 turnovers.
Yep.
They had 8 blocks as well.
Yeah.
They had 15 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
And you could clearly see that corner crashing for the coaches out here. If you're watching, listen to me and stretch. This is what we do. The corner crashes are something that could be implemented while also maintaining integrity on your transition defense.
Absolutely.
Darvin Ham last year was like, I don't want to crash the boards because we want to have better transition defense. And their transition defense was still bad. Utilize the corner crash. Also, I was watching the game on TNT overtime. It seemed like there was increased physicality from the Lakers too. Not said they've never been a soft team. You got AD and LeBron. You're going to play physical. but they were getting up in those guys. They played a zone.
Yeah,
They played
I
a
saw
zone
that.
several possessions
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
They also
with AD up at the top.
With AD up at top.
That was their
They
double
also
big lineup. That was AD and Jackson Hayes in at the same time.
at the same time. They also did. They look like they're going to be a switching team. Nate McMillan has generally wanted to be a switch guy, so they were switching and tagging and rotating behind that. Now, good passing teams, which Minnesota is not, are going to pick that apart. And Minnesota got open threes last night too. So but they were scrambling back and getting to the glass. Minnesota did get 12 offensive rebounds, and they out-rebounded them by 1. Only issue with the Lakers last night, they was only 5 for 30 from 3, shooting only less than a third of your shots from 3 is still not good enough, but there you go.
Most of them were good shots, though.
Most of them were good shots. They also had 17 fast break points.
Yeah, most of them were really good shots. They just didn't drop. But I mean, I assume you'll get a better shooting performance from D'Lo. You'll get a better shooting performance from Austin Reeves. I was concerned a little bit early when the game started because they had Austin Reeves as their primary perimeter defender.
Really good shots. It worked though, surprisingly.
Surprisingly, it did work. But man, that is a concern of mine. Yeah, they corral Ant
because Ant still has problems seeing. He missed a few skip passes last night.
He don't want to pass it. He don't want to pass it over there. Ant wants to have the ball in his hands as much as possible. So when you throw a hedge at him, a hedge is designed to get the ball off your hands. You know what I'm saying? And he want to hold it. And he's gonna struggle with that.
So
Dalton Knecht does have to play more. I agree. He could have had 2 more minutes, but they played Bronny.
You gotta let this go, man.
40. Their over under was 41 wins. Will the Lakers get over or under 41 wins this year?
Bro, it's just one game. We don't know that yet.
No, I'm just asking.
But I mean, it looked positive last night.
Before you saw it last night, did you think they was gonna get 41 wins or more or less wins than that?
Oh, I thought they was gonna get 41 anyway.
Okay.
I thought they was gonna get at least 41. I had them for 6th seed, I think I said.
Okay, you said
about 40, between 45 to 47.
Okay.
If this force of turnovers and crashing the glass is sustainable, we might have to move them up a little bit.
If they can find a way to hit some shots, man.
Yeah,
because they just got to find a way to hit some shots.
Look, and I've said I've never been a big D'Lo fan, but the fit is there. I love the fit there.
Yeah.
If they trade him, they got to balance that perimeter out.
I don't like a trade where you throw D'Lo out. I like their team. I like their team. I just wish they had more shooting, preferably coming off the bench. I don't like what's my man name that came from Gabe Vincent. I don't like him.
He's a very good point of attack defender though.
Okay.
For what that's worth, because
I got you. Yeah. But I like their team. I wish we had another big instead of Jackson Hayes. I think Jackson Hayes is more of a third center than a backup. But that's kind of like nitpicking, but you got to nitpick in order to get to be a championship team.
Trade D'Lo for Wendell Carter in the defensive guard, and y'all in business.
But who would be the defensive guard?
Wendell Carter. Oh, the defensive guard.
Could Cole Anthony do it? Since we all talking about Orlando.
No.
Yeah.
You got Gabe Vincent. Look, I don't think they want to move LeBron to point guard.
That's another thing. Because right now, I like the way they playing LeBron. Like he's off ball, and you know what I'm saying. He's when the ball gets swung to him, he's going to work. But he's playing at a pace right now that's real good for the Lakers. game of the night for me anyway, and it should have been for the rest of the basketball viewing world, was Boston against the New York Knicks in their ring ceremony. Boston lit them up. Here go the highlights.
In the replay center, Brian Forte, and here we go. And Derek White can take it against Dananobi. Shot here. Is down by Jason Tatum because of injury. That hurt his abdomen with an injury late in the playoffs. A steal by White. Pound protocols. And Tatum will. So White with the Cornet screen, and here is Tatum. And his shot is good, his second three of the game. Limited lineup tonight for New York because of the injuries of three Tatum.
And he became more of a scorer when he was with Brooklyn.
Tatum three.
Look at that.
Tatum wins.
Anywhere between 11 and 13 points here.
Hart is watching Tatum. Shot clock is down to 7. Tatum will drive hard into Towns and gets it to go. Of NBA basketball, or professional basketball in its form right now. Tatum, Brunson there, spins off him, dives in for 2.
And they want to get that switch with Jalen Brunson guarding.
I think Brown's getting ready for a big season. Tatum. 16-footer.
And that's saying a lot for a guy that's coming off Mikal Bridges now. Yeah, what did you say? Sometimes it just takes one.
Tatum 3.
Day. We can't listen to the noise around what people think of us. We still have a lot of time to build the chemistry. It's a new roster. They're going to get high volume minutes.
Dano with 6. Boston last year won 4 of the 5 against the Knicks.
Wow.
Tatum again laces.
Can we say MVP Tatum?
I mean, again, it's only one game, and 3-point shooting is the most has the skill with the most variance. But I mean, he looked outstanding last night. A lot of those shots were contested, but if you look through those highlights, look at how many of them were in different ways. He caught hit off screen.
Oh, he was in his bag.
That's
off the dribble, catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Post, like
he drove to the basket,
finished with the left hand.
He had a inside post catch and went up through contact. He's gotten much better finishing through contact too. For the past,
he's gotten stronger. His frame is getting, he's building up his frame a lot more.
Yeah,
and people forget, man, that joke was 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
That took a 6'9", 6'10".
Me and Damo was talking last night. He whipped a left-handed pass out the screen and rolled to Derek White for a corner 3. I mean,
that's it right there. Thank you, Grant Hill, Team USA. Thank you, Steve Kerr.
And I can't wait till the Celtics Warriors. Tatum is going to try to go for 60.
Whoo. And I'm gonna tell you something. They don't have the personnel that can keep going up and down with him.
I don't know. They did a good job.
Draymond. I mean, is Draymond going to defend him the whole time?
Huh?
Draymond going to defend him the whole time?
Well, Draymond defended Jaylen Brown last time, and they put Wiggins on him. If Wiggins can still, but I mean, this Tatum's different though.
Wiggins high out his mind.
Stop. But yeah, Tatum's different, man. The Celtics look like a juggernaut,
with no Porzingis, by the way.
With no Porzingis, who's also an all-star level player. That's insane.
Tied the NBA record with, what was it, 25?
29, and they missed their last 13.
That was crazy. But I'd have pushed for that joint one more time. I'd shot that joint again.
Celtics look good, man. They're well coached. Joe Mazzulla he's psychotic, but he's a great coach.
I love it though. I love the way he approaches it.
Yeah.
It's us against the world type of thing. I love it.
What do you think about the Knicks?
One game. If you thought you was gonna come in there and beat them on ring night, you out your mind. With the summer that they had, You wanted a better showing than that. But I saw some things. Bridges started to get going late in the game.
He did. He changed his form.
Yeah. I don't like the way he changed his form. I don't like it at all. He's got a hitch in it now.
He changed it, I think, after halftime. He started hitting his shots.
Yeah, he went back to his original form, what it looked like. But yeah, I mean, he just started playing some basketball, man, and he looked better. OG, I don't know if OG's completely healthy. He looked a little slow foot out there, and it's that Cat JB offense. It didn't look good yesterday. It didn't look good. So I mean, they got some work to do, but everybody got work to do right now. But Reggie Miller was saying this is the two best teams in the East. It didn't look like it.
No, it didn't.
It didn't look like it at all.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Over under for the Celtics, 60 wins.
No, it didn't. I mean, given good health, man, they might win 70.
Ooh.
Given good health, bro, they might win 70.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they're still young enough to where they could push for something if they want to go for a special season.
I agree. And
now,
that damn
if
ball.
if I had to pick an official number, I'll probably say 66.
Okay.
66.
Okay.
But they're young enough. They could easily push for.
They could get it. You think they could get 72, 73?
It'd be hard because they rely on the three so much, and there's so much variance in that shot.
Yeah.
You're bound to have off nights. Now, again, that's where luck comes in. If you have the off nights against the bad teams where you can still win, maybe. Yeah. But I don't even. Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe Tatum say fuck it. I'm going. Y'all snub me.
I think he get that MVP hands down. They get up around 70 wins, man.
Oh, he might win it unanimously.
Yeah, hands down. New York Knicks over under 50. I think they were at 57 wins.
That's actually a good one. So who else is in the East? You got Milwaukee,
Philly, Miami,
Orlando.
Yep. Cleveland.
I'm gonna go under. The East has gotten better.
Okay.
I'll go under.
Indiana. We forgot Indiana.
Indiana too. Yeah, I'll go under. I'll say, what was you said 57? I'll say 54. I'll say 54.
Okay. All right. So all you guys out there that like to play around in Vegas, Coach Stats said under 57. Not me. Stats says, so if you lose your money, that guy.
But then if y'all win, just send me a little bit, bro.
Yeah. Send a little something. Then I get credit for it then too, because you was on the Coach Stretch show, so you know what I'm saying. Send a little donation, nigga, donation.
Oh God.
Final thoughts, man, before we get out of here, man. Look, it's wait a minute, before we get out of here. Things to do. Look, if you're in the Hampton Roads area and you are free between 4 and 6 p.m., I'll be there. Coach Turner, in his professional form, he will be there. We're at the Hilton Garden Inn in Newport News today, 4 to 6 p.m. We're having our second meet and greet with the Virginia Neptunes. Have some players there. I'll be there. Coach Stats will be there. Ownership. Hopefully DJ will be there. He on the flyer. He should be there. But, come and meet and greet us. Chop it up with us. They selling season tickets, floor seats, and sponsorship packages as well. So if you're trying to get involved, if you're free, 4 to 6, come on out. have a good time, and come meet the Neptunes. Also, Saturday, Relentless Sports is having its first annual Rising Stars Showcase. We have 2 divisions. We have a JV division and a varsity division. Games start at 10 a.m. It's $10 for the whole day pass, $5 for kids 6 through 12. We have CNU, the Apprentice School, and Virginia Peninsula Gators. That's who that Gator is. Virginia Peninsula Community College, the Gators. They all will be in attendance. Evaluating talent, looking at talent, maybe talking to a kid or two, a parent or two, but they will have information on what it takes to get recruited in today's basketball environment. And we'll be at First Baptist Church Denby, and that's in Newport News, 3628 Campbell Road, Newport News, Virginia. And Statman will also be there talking to parents as well about analytics and how analytics is changing the game of basketball. Come out and support the kids if you don't have nothing else to do. And listen, a lot of talent will be in the building, man. Got a lot of talent. Got representation from almost every school. And look, it's bigger and bigger and bigger. More things coming out from Relentless Sports, man. And please don't forget, tomorrow evening, 6 to 8 p.m., come on out, volunteer, give your time, donate your time, help some kids out. In-person registration for the Youth Winter Basketball Downtown League for the city of Newport News. And again, you heard the man himself. Even if you're not in the city of Newport News, Hampton, Yorktown, Williamsburg, Smithfield, what have you, come on out. It's a rec league. Come on out, sign your kids up. Come on out and play. And they need coaches. They need coaches heavily. They need coaches. So please come on in there, donate your time, help. Also, all the 6th and 7th graders that's out there that's still looking for a basketball team for AAU, Team Relentless is having the second day of tryouts. Again, Team Relentless, second day of tryouts, calling out all 6th and 7th grade boys. 6th and 7th grade boys. And that is at First Baptist Church Denby, 3628 Campbell Road, Newport News, Virginia. Before we get out of here, we got to do our food review. We're in the Tarnations. Food review. Here we go. Boom.
Check out
Enjoy.
SNA Deli in Newport News, Virginia. I've heard great things about this spot. It's like a little bodega type situation. They have all your favorite convenience store snacks and drinks, and they're open 24/7. They serve smoothies, fresh pressed juices, wraps, hot and cold sandwiches, burgers, breakfast platters, breakfast sandwiches, and they have halal and more. Everything is fresh and made to order. I got the mixed halal with the lamb and chicken over rice. Then I added jalapenos. And it was a woo yellow. If you're ever in Newport News, Virginia, go check out SNA Deli. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, Lord. Stats going to SNA Deli?
Yep.
All right. So I actually might pull up today, man, since I'm gonna be up in that area. Stats, you got any final thoughts, any thank yous, goodbyes, anything like that before we get out of here, man?
I actually do.
Please.
First of all, give God the glory, man. Finally, officially a coach, man. Thank the Virginia Neptunes. Thank God. Thank Stretch for the opportunity. Also, with the team Relentless.
Yes, sir.
Come see us on Saturday, man. I'll be helping out. Bring your kids, man. We really seriously are trying to do right by these kids. I'll be doing what am I gonna be doing again?
You're doing the write-ups.
Okay, I'm doing the actual scouting write-ups.
Yeah.
So come see me. Although I don't always look approachable, I'm a pretty cool person. We just want to make sure we put your kids on the right path. That's the most important thing. That's why we're doing it. Also, lastly, come see me if you want your financial portfolio. You want to secure your financial future. I done got some of my friends right. Inbox me, man. Like I really want to help people, man. Our community doesn't really know about financial education and literacy, and I want to help. So just inbox me, man. I'd really be happy to help, set up some time. All I'm asking for is 30 minutes. 30 minutes of your time. That's it.
All right. Yeah. All right, man. Thought of the day. Listen, brought to you by Mrs. Dina J. Notary. What's up, shorty?
Is she watching today?
She better be, or we gonna fight.
Oh God.
Thought of the day. Hey, listen, whatever you sow, you will reap. So that is for all you guys. I'm trying to get guys out here to volunteer and give your time to these kids out here. I'm trying to get guys to keep doing the right thing, men and women, keep doing the right thing, keep doing the right thing. Even though things aren't going your way right now, you keep doing the right thing, keep doing the right thing, keep giving your time. Keep putting good things into the atmosphere. I don't know if everybody believes in God or not. I do. I know you do. Listen, God is a abundant rewarder for diligent workers. You keep working and you keep doing the right thing, God will reward you. That is a promise, and he don't break his promises. So that's the thought of the day. I'm Coach Stretch, Coach Stats. We'll see you all today, Hilton Garden Inn, 4 o'clock p.m., 4 to 6 at the Hilton Garden Inn. Leo will be there. I'll be there. Coach Stats will be there. The Virginia Neptunes will be in the house. Make sure you pull up and support. Don't forget to go and register your kid for the Downtown Newport News Basketball League. Don't forget to go register to help out, volunteer coach. Listen, today was a great episode, man. Big shout out, big thank you again to Councilman, City Councilman of Newport News, John Eley. We appreciate you. Saturday, showcase. Come on now and support these kids, man. Listen, I'm Coach Stretch, man. Coach Stat, man. Be relentless in all that you do. We out of here. Peace.